All right, everybody, this is a super exciting day because this baby just came in the mail, which is the Divoom Tivoo. So the Divoom Tivoo, as they're calling it, is a retro looking TV that's got a 16 by 16 pixel display for a total of 256 pixels. And you can display pretty much any pixel art you want on here, including animation. Now, it's not just a pretty face. This thing also has a pretty large, for its size anyway, speaker in the top. Now, this is a 6-watt speaker. There's a bass port in the back here and a microphone right here up front. Back here, if we flip it around, powered by Divoom, and we open up this little flap here, inside, you've got the power button. You've got an auxiliary port here for plugging in something like an Amazon Echo Dot. You've got a micro USB for charging, and you've got a micro SD card for playing music directly from an SD card. So that's pretty cool. On the front, there are 2 dial knobs and a button. Now, the first button is for switching what they call channels. Now, this is, you can switch between pixel art, between modes. So you clock mode here, and you've got all sorts of animations that you can change. But the second knob here changes the volume. So I can turn the volume up, turn the volume down, etc. And then the third button here switches from Bluetooth to auxiliary. So I'm gonna keep it on Bluetooth mode for just a sec because we're gonna go over all the app functions that sort of comes in tandem with this Divoom Tivoo. When you first open the app, you're greeted by all these little animations. Now, if I want to, because this is already connected via Bluetooth, let's say I like this sort of horse animation here. I'll just click on that and voila. So when it's sitting on a desk, you know, just not really doing much and you want something to look cool, all you gotta do is come to this sort of animation gallery or even just pixel art gallery. That these are user created, by the way, because if I go to home and then design, I can actually make my own pixel art and it'll show up in real time on the Tivoo, which is pretty cool. So, you know, just different colors here and that sort of thing. I'm not gonna draw anything specifically because I'll embarrass myself anyway. So let me just get rid of that. But if I go back to this channel here, like I said, you can just at any time switch it up and change the look completely. If I want a glowing egg, cool. So that's kind of neat, but also there's just a ton of more things that you can do here. For example, plenty of different alarm functions here. You can set alarms for different times, and you can even set what the alarm will sound like. So I can make it sound like a forest when I wake up or a thunderstorm. That'll get me up for sure. Now you might be wondering, how is this thing powered? So inside it has a non-removable 3000 milliamp hour battery. Which powers it for about 6 hours of light use, according to Divoom. If you have the screen on the whole time though, they do recommend that you plug it in because it might last, you know, 4 hours, 3 hours or something like that if you leave the screen on while you're playing music or something like that. So just something to keep in mind, but 6 hours is pretty good if you want to just play music from it. Speaking of music, we also have a music visualizer inside this thing. So I can just select any one of these little doohickeys here and it should play to the beat of the music when I select music. So if I go into this little waveform visualizer here and then I open some music, because I'm sure you guys want to hear what this sounds like. Anyway, you get the idea. So there's a ton of little features in the app that you could just go in and play around with. For example, if you get bored at your desk and you want to play games, there's also tools, games. So let's play Pixel Tetris, for example. Now I'm terrible at Tetris, so I think you use the knobs here. Yeah, there you go. So you can use the knobs. You can rotate the piece by pressing it on the knob. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you could just play Tetris. Pixel slot, you've got pixel dice, a magic 8 box, Astro Battle. I want to play Astro Battle. That's cool. Oh, okay. This is Pong. This is not Astro Battle. This is, okay, maybe it is Astro Battle. It's just a really strange Pong. So yeah, if you get bored, just a little quirky little thing that you can do every once in a while. You've got a noise meter. Notifications, this one's actually pretty cool. So what it'll do is you've got all these kinds of apps here that you can set up with notifications, and if I get a notification on my phone while it's connected via Bluetooth, it'll actually show in a readout on the screen in front. So maybe it's, you know, you've got the speaker set to the side there and maybe your phone's on vibrate, you don't feel it vibrate, or it's off in another room or something like that. You can see when those notifications come in right here on the screen, so that's pretty cool. You know, you got stuff like stopwatches and timers and all that jazz. So there's plenty of little tools here to mess around with if you want to play around with them. All right, so anyway, guys, I'm pretty sure you get the idea. This is the Divoom Tivoo. And this might just be one of my favorite desktop accessories ever. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I mean, I love the pixel art, and in case you couldn't tell, I really like old things. I like the juxtaposition it creates between, you know, the old and the new, the old tech and the new tech. So I have, you know, old cameras, you have kind of like this old backdrop, industrial type backdrop here. I mean, I've got, like I said, old cameras galore, Super 8 cameras and that sort of thing. Just lots of old things, you know, splattered around my house. So the Divoom Tivoo really does fit in with this old versus new type look or style. The speaker in it is pretty darn good for its size. I mean, this is pretty small in the hand. I would say it's about the same size as a Google Home Mini, and honestly, it sounds very similar to the Google Home Mini, if not a little better. So that's pretty cool. It's got a good battery life. It's got a beautiful 256 pixel display that I really can't complain about. It's nice and bright. It's just a really nice little desktop accessory. Like, look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? So anyway, honestly guys, this is a $80, I think, smart speaker or something like that, something around $80. And it's got a ton of different functions. It looks really nice on the desk. It sounds great. There's nothing really to complain about here. I'd honestly recommend one of these to anybody. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to support my content. And as always, have a great day.